Writing has always held a timeless sort of power, hasn't it? Across centuries, it's been more than just a means of communication. It's a way for humans to express their inner worlds, to process, to remember. It's fascinating when you think about it, how something as simple as pen and paper can serve as a tool for, well, mindfulness.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, there's something deeply personal about the act of writing. It's like you're slowing down just enough to catch up with your thoughts. In fact, I think that's why it resonates so much with people seeking clarity or trying to navigate difficult times. Writing becomes this safe space. It's empowering, it really is.
Exactly. That was kind of the whole idea behind creating the intention pen. It started as, a woodworking project with my dad. Just this thing we could do together, hands-on. But as we got deeper into it, it became about more than just crafting a pen. It became about creating something that helps people pause, focus, and, well, be intentional with their goals.
That's right, and you've touched on something profound there, intentionality. It's an idea that transcends writing itself. When I was capturing images as a photojournalist, I found that every shot, every frame was most impactful when it was intentional. And writing, in a way, functions similarly. Whether it's keeping a diary or sketching ideas, it grants us the space to frame what matters in our lives.
Exactly, and I think about people like Anne Frank, or, honestly, even modern journaling movements. The practice of writing has carried so many through uncertain times. It's not just a creative act, it's an act of resilience. A pen becomes this tool that carries your hopes, your fears, your plans.
And that's where the magic is, right? Like when I was dreaming up this idea, it wasn't just about creating a product. It was about inspiring a mindset. With every pen we've made, I've thought about the person who will hold it. I wanted it to feel significant, to feel like they could open that space where they write their goals into reality.
And it's such a powerful shift from just writing tasks or to-do lists to actively writing with purpose. I mean, when I started writing what I wanted and why I wanted it, things started to fall into place so much more clearly. It's a tool, but gosh, it's also so much more than that. It's like planting seeds for the life you want to grow.
It's interesting, too, how the physical act of writing draws a parallel to other art forms. Eric, your process with woodworking, the attention to detail, the craftsmanship, it reminds me of composing a photograph or even painting, where each stroke or frame demands care, intention, and when the final product emerges, it's like it carries a part of you within it.
Yeah, that's exactly it, man. The process is what makes it meaningful, not just the outcome. The wood, the feel of it, shaping it, it's meditative in itself. And funny enough, it's a reminder to slow down. We're out here hustling, moving fast, but sometimes slowing things down creates the most impactful results.
Which is such a good metaphor for life, too, right? When we live with intention, when we slow down enough to see the bigger picture, everything aligns differently. Writing with purpose helps us live with purpose. It's all connected.
And that's why the story of the intention pen is so compelling. It stands as a testament to how something simple, like a pen, can carry deeper weight. But there's even more to this story.
And speaking of intention, the design process for the intention pen became this personal exploration of what truly mattered. Every decision, the wood's texture, the cool touch of the metal, the exact balance in the hand, was about creating something that felt meaningful and grounded. Nothing was random.
It's fascinating how the tactile experience of something, a pen, a camera, even a brush, really influences how you use it, isn't it? During my photography days, the cameras I preferred always had just the right weight in my hands. Something too heavy and it distracted from the shot, too light, and it didn't feel grounded enough.
Exactly. And that's the thing. When we're crafting a pen, it's not just about aesthetics. It's ergonomic. It's about how it feels when you pick it up, when you start writing and you get lost in the flow. We even had feedback from like dozens of users saying how it encourages them to keep going because of how comfortable it feels.
That's so powerful. I mean, think about it. Not just writing, but wanting to write because of how the pen feels in your hand. That connection, it's more than just functional. It's almost like the pen is an extension of your intention, right?
Right. And that's totally what we wanted to achieve. And the materials, too, wood specifically, it has this earthy, grounded presence. There's something real about it that makes you want to stay present while you write. Honestly, the process of designing it felt kind of like writing its own story.
You mentioned staying present, and it actually reminds me of experimenting with virtual reality environments. Even in something as dynamic as VR, the end result feels intentional, where every detail, every frame is purposeful. It's interesting how that sense of focus carries through, whether it's in a digital space or in something so tactile like this pen.
And isn't it wild how tools like this carry such potential? When you think about how something so small, a pen, a camera, even a journal, can become a catalyst for ideas, for clarity. I mean, people have told me they see actual differences in their lives from this.
Oh, 100%. We've heard comments like that too. Stuff like, this pen makes me more mindful, or I feel like my ideas get clearer when I use it. It's crazy, right? How small details, the weight, the texture, can make people feel so connected to what they're writing.
I love that. It's not just a tool, but it brings people fully into the moment. Honestly, this is where mindfulness starts, with little choices like these that add up over time.
And speaking of mindfulness, the craftsmanship behind the pen goes even further. Mindfulness in crafting tools like the pen really leads us to think about the shared experience of writing. It starts as this deeply personal act, but then, once shared, it becomes a bridge, a collective moment where your internal dialogue connects with others in such a meaningful way.
Exactly. Writing is like opening a door, not just to your own thoughts, but to someone else's world. I mean, how many times have we read a poem, a letter, or even a novel and thought, wow, this person gets me? It's such a reminder that we're not alone.
That's exactly what we were aiming to encourage with our workshops. The idea of people coming together, writing their stories, their goals, but also hearing each other. It creates this amazing energy, this sense of, shared purpose.
And throughout history, that sense of collective purpose has been embodied in things like poetry readings or even letter-writing campaigns. Entire movements have been built with nothing more than voices amplified through ink. It's a remarkable way to reflect and inspire action.
I love that. Writing as a tool for transformation, not just for individuals, but for entire communities. It reminds me of people I've spoken with who've used writing to process difficult experiences. They say it's such a relief, but also a way to grow and connect with others who felt the same.
Totally. We've had users share stories back with us about how intentional writing, like really sitting down with a purpose, has literally changed their life direction. Like this one woman who said our prompts during a workshop helped her finally finish a manuscript she'd been sitting on for years. That's the kind of ripple effect we're trying to spark.
That's so powerful. And it's also about accessibility, right? The literacy programs supported by pen donations are a part of that same mission. Helping people write and read opens up entirely new paths for them. It's, honestly, life-changing.
It's heartening, really, how something as simple as a pen can unlock not just creativity but empowerment. It becomes a vessel for something bigger, something that fosters reflection and inspires connection. And Eric, your virtual creative spaces seem to carry that same ethos, don't they?
Oh, for sure. Those spaces were built for collaboration. They're about giving creators, not just writers, but anyone, a chance to connect in ways they might not have been able to before. And what's awesome is seeing people use the space to build on each other's ideas, like a digital version of a writing circle.
And no matter the setting, physical workshop, virtual discussion, or just sitting alone with a pen, it's all about finding that shared humanity, isn't it? Writing connects us through our stories, our dreams. It makes life feel, well, more intentional.
More intentional indeed, and that's the beauty of it. Writing doesn't just document our journeys, it shapes them. When shared, it fosters understanding and inspires collective growth. And I think that's the heart of why we do what we do.
Absolutely. It's been such a privilege sharing this time with you both, and with all our listeners, talking about the transformative power of writing with intention.
Yeah, for real. Thanks to everyone out there who's listened and shared this journey. It's been an amazing ride, talking about how something as simple as a pen can create connections and inspire change.
And with that, we'll wrap up for today. Until next time, keep writing with intention and living life with purpose.